Today I'm discussing luxury and what is and is not luxury for me. Hello and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. I'm Jill Maurer. Please subscribe and like this video if you like it. Today I'm talking all about luxury. A lot of people talk about luxury on YouTube, and a lot of times on YouTube when they're talking about luxury items, they're talking about things that are well made, that are gorgeous, and that are expensive. But there's a lot more to luxury than just that. And in my book, a luxury item does not necessarily have to be expensive. Luxury for me is something that I find visually appealing. It fits into my life. It is easy to use. It's well crafted, well made, but also that it makes me feel good, that it gives me a positive feeling. When I'm at my local coffee shop and I'm standing in line waiting for my coffee, and in the morning sometimes that line can be pretty long, and I get up to the front of the line and I tell the cashier my order, but the barista's already made my coffee because he knows what I order, so it comes there right at the time that I pay. That's luxury. That's a good feeling. I didn't have to wait that extra time. If I'm shopping for a dress and a tailor just appears, somebody can call a tailor and come have it tailored to me, that dress now to me is much more luxurious than a more expensive, fancier dress that doesn't quite fit, and I'm going to have to drive across town and find somebody to tailor it and go in and tailor it. It's just more steps. So that convenience and that personal attention of having somebody right there to do that work, for me, is very luxurious. So it's not always the most expensive thing that is the most luxurious. And a lot of times on YouTube, people think that it has to be a big brand name, a big name that that everybody says is luxury, so therefore it is. That's not always the case. Some brands that have big names and in the past have made things very, very well are not making things as well as they used to. So it's always important to look at the item and make sure that it's still well made. But there are many, many well made, I would say even better made, beautifully crafted items that are not made by big companies. They're not big companies at all. Sometimes they're just an individual. And a handbag that's made by an individual or a small studio can be even more luxurious and frankly more rare, because that rarity is another thing we think of with luxury, than an item that is made by a big company. A lot of these big companies are making so many things now, it's hard for me sometimes to think of them as luxury because they are almost ubiquitous. They're everywhere. But here's the other point. Luxury items have to make me feel good to be considered luxury. And I'm not going to name names here, but somebody did on my handbag video. I shared all of my handbags, and I have a lot of handbags. They asked about a brand that they felt was missing from my collection, and was I going to get this brand, or when was I going to get this brand? And the fact is that I'll never get the brand. And the reason is that I don't feel good. I don't have a good feeling associated with the brand. And the reason for that is I can remember being younger and I had done really well, and I was able to go to this store, and I was so excited because I didn't really know much about the products, but I could afford to get whatever I wanted in there. And there wasn't one in my town, so when I was on vacation in a big city, I went in and I just bebopped in and was just as happy as I could be. For me, luxury should be a celebration. It should be something that you're excited that you're able to do. And I had that feeling when I went in, and was immediately made to feel less than and bad, and the people who were supposed to be helping me were kind of snooty. I just thought, okay, well, this doesn't feel good. I'm going to go across the street to another place, and that's what I did. And over the years, I thought, that was probably just that one experience. But I've actually been to this particular store, this particular designer, in several countries now, and it doesn't seem to matter where you go. It's the same kind of attitude. And for some people, that is luxury. There's this idea of exclusivity. Well, it's really exclusive. Exclusive to me should be that the product is exclusive, that the thing they're making is exclusive, not that they're excluding people. Yes, it's exclusive in that you have to be able to afford some luxury items. Some luxury items are expensive, and not everybody can afford it, and I get that. But if you can, and you're walking in, it should be a celebration all the way around, in my book. Now, there are many people, there must be many people who do feel that luxury is something that they should have to struggle for a little bit and prove themselves. And it's just not something that I understand. So the bottom line is, not all luxury is expensive. They can be about the experience, and really just about the experience and about the feeling. But there are a lot of luxury things that are expensive, and that is fine too. But what I would say is, make sure that what you are buying when you're putting your money forth, that it's you who loves the item, that you really, really love it, that you feel a connection with it, and you feel that it truly suits you. And it's not that you feel that you need to get a certain thing because whoever they are, we're not shopping for them. And the other is, make sure it makes you feel good. The item that you're carrying brings you a great feeling. And you know, a lot of people now talk about that it brings you joy. And it should bring you joy. It should be a celebration. And you should feel that celebratory attitude toward yourself every time you look at the piece and you carry the piece. That is luxury. So tell me, what's luxury to you? What's luxury to you that maybe other people don't see as luxury, but you know it is, and it's luxury to you? I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below. And subscribe. You know I want to see you again. Bye for now.